All right, hello everybody. Today we have Amanda Steffens for Koda Connections, and she is a type 1 diabetic herself. And I know her, she's a part of my family, and she has been diabetic for 30 years in September. So she has tons of experience and tons of information to share with you. And with that, I will let her go.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Amanda Steffens. Was Amanda King up until last summer. So I was diagnosed when I was 14 years old and 1993. So that makes it 30 years this year. I'm very excited. I don't really remember life before diagnosis, though. I was 14, so um, I was older, which I am very thankful I was older. I wasn't, little and I didn't understand what was going on. I was old enough to get what was going on. I mean, I was getting ready to start my sophomore year in high school, and I did miss the very first day of school because I was still in the hospital. That was very scary. I mean, that's the very first thing I remember is I was scared. I was told, I was going to go down to Children's Hospital. I was going to spend a week down there. I was going to learn about diabetes, how to take care of it. I had to give myself shots before they would let me go home. What foods to eat, how to calculate giving myself a dosage of insulin, and all that had to be done. And at 14, that really caused me to grow up. So that was really the big, turning point in my life. Fun times were over. It was time to grow up. And being 30 years ago, it was finger sticks. It was insulin syringes for a long time. I didn't get my first insulin pump until I was in college. So many, 3, 4, 5 years later, I got an insulin pump, but it took a very long time before I got that first continuous glucose monitor. That completely changed my life. I was using, I've been through Omnipod. I've gone back to MiniMed because I heard they had the sensors out. Um, Tried the MiniMed, had a few sensors, didn't really care for their sensors. So then I went back to Omnipod. And that is what I'm currently on, Dexcom and Omnipod, and that works for me. I know different things work for different people. I personally like the Omnipod because it does not have the tubes. And I do a lot of swimming, a lot of laying on the beach, a lot of vacationing. So I like that it's completely waterproof. I can, put that thing, fill it all the way up, put that thing on, and, wear it for 3 days straight. I use the overlay stickers. I get mine off Amazon, but they work really great to keep it on. I also learned a trick with, I don't really think they have a name, but they're those little plastic pieces that go between your either sensor or Omnipod, and then you can put a sticker on top. You can take your sticker off, and it still keeps your equipment on, and you can just keep reapplying the sticker. So on vacations, I reapply lots of stickers. I go through a lot of stickers, but that's all right. So I've seen my fair share of equipment. Um, but I've led a very busy last 30 years. I have two boys. They are currently 19 and 21. I had two pregnancies that, weren't any difficult than anybody else's pregnancies. They seemed pretty normal. I gained a lot more weight with my first one than the second. Control was a lot harder with the first pregnancy. My doctor was a lot stricter, which caused me more stress, which then caused my blood sugars to run higher. So he was a big baby. But the second was very small, a lot better control the second time. I had a different doctor the second time. But both boys were born on time. They were both NICU babies for just a couple of days, just to regulate their blood sugars. So they both went home with me. So pregnancies are possible for diabetics. As I said, we do my husband and I do lots of traveling, basically the Caribbean, the beach. We, lots of snorkeling. Um, I used to do a lot of scuba diving. I've done over 100 plus dives in the ocean. So, any scuba diver with diabetes, doesn't have problems either. I always check before and after I would get in the water. And then I was on shots then, or I would disconnect the pump because the pump wasn't waterproof like it is now. Or if you go to certain depths, you can't take down that deep. So there's always a way to do something. No matter what you want to do, there's always a way to figure it out, to try, to do it. I'm also a teacher. I've been teaching for 23 years. I've taught early childhood special ed. I've taught kindergarten. I've taught second grade. Currently, I'm back in kindergarten, which is my favorite of all. I do like teaching kindergarten. That is one of my favorites. And then I have two dogs, Cody and Sammy. And that between my dogs and being a teacher, that's what brought me to decide to write and publish a book, which then led to two books. I was looking online, kind of doing some Google searches to see what was out there for kids, little kids. I'm talking like ages 2 to 7. And there wasn't much. There wasn't much out there at all. Now, parents, adults, teenagers, there's quite a bit out there. Even when, the little ones get, hospital and this and that, the parents are handed everything. Well, I decided to use my background in early childhood education to write a children's book. So the first one is the blue one, and it is Cody and his type 1 diabetes. And Cody is my puppy dog. So I did the words and I am the illustrator as well. I took the photographs. So it's a book with pictures. Trying to show it as best I can. Pictures of Cody. Now, the book is very relatable to kids. Having Cody on there, most kids I know love little puppy dogs. So that's why I chose to use Cody as my main character in my story. And it starts out by saying, Cody doesn't feel good. Cody, is very thirsty. So it's some of those symptoms that the kids themselves are experiencing. Cody doesn't feel good. Cody is thirsty. Cody is sleepy. Cody has to go potty a lot. And I'll hear, if I'm reading this to a little one, I'll hear, oh yeah, I had that. Oh yeah, that happened to me too. So they can really relate to the story. And then Cody goes to the doctor, the vet, and the doctor, looks at Cody. Cody's scared, which is a common feeling that, when you're going through something like this, you're going to have as well. So then the doctor decides that Cody has diabetes and that Cody needs to take insulin and Cody needs to check his blood sugar. And of course, I have pictures where Cody is with an insulin. Cody's with a syringe. Cody's checking his blood sugar. Just like the kids, would be doing themselves. Well, and then Cody starts to feel better because he's taking care of himself. Just as with the kids, they start to feel better. So then it says, now that Cody feels better, he can still go to the park. He can still play with his friend Sammy. He can still, take rides in the car. And then it ends with the most important thing of all is that Cody is a brave, healthy, and happy puppy and can still have fun. And then at the back of each of my books, I have a parent letter in there as well. So that's the first one. That's more of a diagnosis story where Cody gets diagnosed. And my second is Cody gets an insulin pump and a continuous glucose monitor. And there are some very cute pictures where Cody just happens to be wearing one of my old Omnipods and Dexcoms. Some pictures I had to very carefully sneak it on him. And other ones, I just photoshopped it on there. But it shows, that Cody has type 1 diabetes. He checks his blood sugar. He takes his insulin. He's feeling good. He's a happy, healthy doggy. Well, he goes to the vet for a checkup. And the vet talks to him about how he can get an insulin pod and how he can get a continuous glucose monitor and that he won't have to check his blood sugar as much. And it says, Cody gets very excited. This is one of my favorites. Cody sits at the mailbox and waits for it to be delivered. And then he takes his things and he goes back to the doctor. The doctor teaches him how to use it. And he's happy. He's got a big smile on his face. And he feels proud wearing them, as these kids should feel proud as well. It shows that he can take a bath wearing them. He can take a nap wearing them. He can play in the snow wearing them. He can play with his friend Sammy wearing them. That way the kids can make some connections that, oh, even though you're wearing these things on you, you can still do the same things you did before. So then I ended the book with the same sentence. The most important thing of all is that Cody is brave, healthy, and happy puppy, and he can still have fun. So I really wanted to make these books a positive thing for the kids. With Cody's help, of course. And Cody is my real puppy. He is currently 15 years old. He is completely deaf. He is blind in one eye and half blind in another. But he is still kicking it and runs around as happy as he can be, at least. And he has definitely been my partner in life through all of this. I mean, he's my support system. He's the one that, I could really depend on. He has even woken me up in the middle of the night with a low blood sugar that I would have slept through. He was standing on my chest, just kind of pawing at me to wake me up. And that was when I was, I was home alone that night. My kids were, at their dad's. I was here by myself. And who knows what would have happened without him. Now, he has no training whatsoever, but I feel like dogs just know. Whether it's, the scent on your breath. So he's a very special puppy to me. And then
is your book available? Like, where's all is it available? Is it just on the website,
yes.
or is there other stuff?
Yes, both of the books are available on Amazon. And then the books plus I have little Cody.
Oh, cute.
I sent pictures to a company of Cody, real pictures, and they actually designed Cody to look just like him. So you can't find these anywhere. These were made especially to look just like Cody. So Cody, the dog, can only be purchased through the website or through me. But the two books are available on Amazon.
All right, we will have that link ready and available in the description box below.
Mm-hmm. Or if you just Google the name of the book, it'll come up, and you can actually get it through Barnes & Noble, Target. It's Archway Publishing Company. So it's out there quite a bit. Because I actually Googled it not too long ago, and I was surprised that Target had been added to the list and Walmart. Yeah. I do a lot of volunteer work through JDRF. I've done some volunteer work through the Diabetes Organization in Denver. I've done some JDRF walks. I've got 2 type 1 diabetes summits coming up in this spring in the state of Illinois. I've done 2 very large conferences down in Orlando, 2 summers in a row. It's the Friends for Life conference. Yeah, my main goal is just to get the word out there, to have something for, the little kids where they can understand what their diabetes is, understand it in a positive way, that they can take care of themselves and then still lead a happy and healthy life. And try to make it a more positive spin on it. So it's not such a negative and sad and scary time. And my website is www.codyt1diabetes.com. Now, and as of the books, it does say Amanda King, and the website says Amanda King, but the new last name is Steffens. I was married last summer, so Everything that has to do with Cody and the books will be under Amanda King. Which if you email or if you Google Amanda King, sometimes, the books and Cody and information will pop up as well. And that is all I have. But you can contact me through the website as well. If you have any questions, there is a section at the very end that says, I think, contact, actually. And then you can contact me through there, and it'll come up in my email box.
All right. Thank you so much, Amanda, for the time that you set out to do this today. And I'm really excited about your book. I didn't know that you had two. I just knew about the one. And hopefully we can get some for our campers. And we
Absolutely.
can spread the word, because the relatability is very important.
Yep. And that's what made me do all this several years ago.
All right. Thank you. And everyone have a nice day.
All right. You too. Thank you.
Bye.